When Newcastle United were purchased by the Saudi investment fund in 2021, it was expected to be a project that would take a few years to get off the ground. Before transforming the squad into Champions League contenders, a complete rebuild was needed, starting with the appointment of Eddie Howe and the slow but steady improvement of their players. At the start of the 2022-23 season, most experts wrote them off as mid-table, but something is brewing in the northeast of England.
Almiron can get away, he's in behind Thomas, cuts inside Almiron onto his left, still going, finds Bruno, back through for Almiron, he's in! Miguel Almiron! Brilliant! Well, you know the rest. It's absolutely brilliant Newcastle football. What a goal! And Miguel Almiron goes to 9 for the season, and they have scored twice inside the opening 7 minutes. Almiron finished low past Danny Ward into the bottom left corner of the goal.
Newcastle's player wages are still middle of the Premier League table, so why the f*** are they in the top 4 already? It is generally believed that there is a correlation between wage structures and league tables in soccer. Clubs with higher wage bills tend to have more talented players, and as a result, they tend to perform better on the pitch. This is because they are able to attract and retain top players, which can give them a competitive advantage over other clubs. But somehow, Newcastle United stand as an outlier this season. It's been an incredible season so far for the Magpies, with many fans and experts alike left stunned by their rise towards the top of the table. As I set out my investigation, the first question on my mind was, how have they done it? What has been the driving force behind their incredible transformation? Well, let's just go straight to the source. Their manager, Eddie Howe. Howe has refocused the team on 3 things that are key to Newcastle's success. The first is philosophy and tactics. Eddie Howe is known for his preference for a 4-3-3 formation with an emphasis on attacking play in high-scoring games. He believes in the philosophy on how to build a successful team and the tactics he employs to put that philosophy into practice. The second key here is player development. As a former player himself, Eddie Howe places a strong emphasis on developing the skills and abilities of his players. He works with his players to help them reach their full potential and the methods he uses to help them improve. Now you can see that with players that didn't necessarily do well with their previous coaches, but under Eddie Howe are doing incredibly well for themselves. Someone like Miguel Almiron, who we'll talk about in a few minutes. And last but not least in these keys to success is team culture and cohesion. Creating a positive and harmonious team culture is important to Howe, and he works to foster a sense of unity and togetherness within his team. Howe has built a team that has an unbreakable spirit and a fierce determination. Tactically, he sets his team up in a 4-3-3, and he's done so in every match so far this season. You can think of his attacking style as a mix between Jurgen Klopp and Mauricio Pochettino. He's like Klopp because he pushes his teams to be high up the pitch, but be stable and high pressure without the ball. And he's like Pochettino because he looks to build possession and attack through the wide areas with triangles made by his fullbacks. Something that's unique to Eddie Howe, though, that really stands out for me is that he's continued to have a similar style throughout all of the clubs he's managed, no matter the league or talent level. He's legendary in Bournemouth circles for bringing them to the top flight from the brink of leaving the football pyramid in League 2. But it's not all coaching. The Magpies have benefited from outstanding individual performances, none more so than from captain Kiran Trippier and former MLS star that also lives rent-free in Jack Grealish's head, Miguel Almiron. Let's break down what makes these 2 players the gears that are making Newcastle tick. But just before we do that, if you are still watching, can I please ask you to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like so this can reach more people? Thank you so much. Trippier is a solid, reliable defender who doesn't make many mistakes. He's got a good sense of positioning and is quick to close down opposing attackers. He's also strong in the air, which is handy when defending set pieces. But what really sets Trippier apart is his attacking prowess. He's got an absolute rocket of a right foot, and he can whip in some wicked crosses. Because of that, he's a threat from set pieces, with a great delivery on both corners and free kicks. In terms of his overall game, Kiran Trippier is a modern attacking fullback who likes to get forward and contribute to the attack. He's got good pace and can take on opponents one-on-one, which makes him a real handful for opposing defenders. But on the flip side, if you're a fan of pace and trickery, you will love Miguel Almiron. This guy is lightning quick and can turn on a dime, leaving defenders in his wake. Almiron is especially a threat on the counterattack, where he can use his pace to exploit space and create chances for his teammates. He's got a good eye for goal and is a clinical finisher when he gets the chance. One thing that stands out about Almiron is his work ethic. He's always moving, always pressing, and never stops harassing his opponents. He's a real nuisance to play against, and he has the ability to disrupt opposing teams' plans by himself. In terms of Almiron's overall game, he is a dynamic attacking midfielder who excels in a role just behind the striker or off to the right so that he can cut in on his preferred left foot. He's got a good range of passing and he can link up well with his teammates, but he's also capable of taking on opponents and creating something out of nothing. With both Trippier and Almiron playing on the same side, creating triangles and overloads, it is wreaking havoc on the rest of the league. Currently second in the table as of this video, it begs the question, is the Champions League on the horizon? As we wrap up our investigation, it's clear that Newcastle United are the real deal and a serious contender for the European spots, and top 4 is a genuine possibility for this team. With the talented squad, a top-class manager, and a tenacious attitude, the Magpies are proving to be a force to be reckoned with. Thank you to all the Patreon and channel members that support It's Called Soccer. If you want to see videos like this before they hit YouTube and get a shout out, you can support our coverage for only $5 a month at patreon.com/itscalledsoccer.